Welcome back to the Two Blues podcast and to the latest live match reaction. Yet again, dropped points, 2 points from 12 for Chelsea. The slump continues. Not sure what we have to do to get out of this form we are in at the moment. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Appreciate everybody that tunes in. I already see Gabriel in the chat raising a couple of good points already. Number one, what a disgrace. The way in which this Chelsea team cannot see a game out, it should be studied. It is a blueprint, a historical blueprint for how not to defend for a team at the top. We have just in our DNA the ability and constant tendency to just throw games away, throw points away. Fulham. And today, 6 points, 5 dropped, but 6 points up for grabs and 2 games that we have lost. We have been ahead and we have dropped massive points in the title race that we should not be dropping. And this Chelsea fan base, we've been adamant, we've remained humble this entire year, keeping our heads down to the ground, saying we are not in a title race. And Enzo Maresca was asked the question, have the last few results proved yourself right? And he kind of gave a right response. He chuckled and said, look, regardless of the results, my opinion stands. We are not in a title race. We are not ready. And the majority of Chelsea fans knew that. And when you look at this Chelsea side and you kind of look at the individuals and you think, who can we immediately upgrade? If we were to go into the January transfer window, which is a very difficult window to go into, particularly when you are looking at high value, proper quality players that have a big impact in their existing team. No team is going to want to let these players go for cheap. And Chelsea are going to have to stump up astronomical amounts of money for any player that they want to come in and improve this team. Because let's be honest, the individuals in this side are very, very good. The first half, we played some incredible football. We looked so comfortable. But that is the danger with this Chelsea side. And I felt it in the first half, felt it throughout the second half. It is not how well we play when we are ahead, because this Chelsea side is going to concede chances. We're going to let things happen. And Robert Sanchez isn't the most reliable. Yes, he makes some fantastic saves. And again today, makes some fantastic saves. But all in all at the back, he doesn't inspire confidence. The players playing in front of him aren't 100% sure of giving him the ball back. When they get put under pressure, like Crystal Palace did put us under pressure, we couldn't handle the press in that second half today. And I thought one player that handled it fantastically, Josh Achimpong. Before we continue to just kind of annihilate this Chelsea team and get into that performance, Josh Achimpong, 18 years old, full debut, full Premier League debut for Chelsea. Played a handful of games in the Conference League this season, a cameo appearance in, I think it was the EFL Cup. But all in all, virtually non-existent in terms of experience in the Premier League. Full debut today, and I thought he handled himself incredibly well. I thought being able to drop back, being that aggressive front foot defender, I think if we're looking for a short-term solution to who should play on the right side of centre-back alongside Levi Colwill, we found him. It's Achimpong. Obviously, Badiashile and Wesley Fofana. Fofana, potentially out for the rest of the season, but Badiashile out until February. Disasi, wouldn't trust him as far as I could throw him, and neither does the rest of the Chelsea fan base. Achimpong at the moment, Tosin's put in some good performances recently as well, but he's spotty. He plays a great game, and then the next game he's at fault for a goal, or makes a couple of mistakes, doesn't look too assured in his decision making. These Chelsea players, this Chelsea back line, Malo Gusto, I don't think covered himself in glory today. I think defensively he did fairly well, but I think moving forward, he's kind of lost some of that dynamism. He was a real asset, to us on that right side, bombing forward, putting balls in the box, a real creative outlet, realistically, putting good quality deliveries in and somebody can get on the end of them. He would create, 2-3 chances from wide positions per game, but we're just not seeing that from Malo Gusto, really. The quality in deliveries dropped, the quality in his attacking outputs dropped massively. And even his defending, I think, has dropped a little bit. He doesn't look as assured. At times last season, I was looking at him like I'm looking at Cole Palmer this season, going, he's a bit too nonchalant. He's taking it a bit too easy. And obviously, Palmer, if you're going to say any player's at fault for the Palace goal, it's Palmer. But I think, all credit to him today. I think up until that, the chances he created, obviously the goal he scored, but the chances he created, he is, without doubt our star boy, our main man. So there's no way that we can throw him under the mud, under the bus. He's probably our best performer today. Maybe Sancho. I'd like to see a little bit more from Sancho. When you Pedro Neto on that right side, I think his work rate is insatiable. And even when he doesn't have the best game going forward, he will always give you 110%. And Jadon Sancho is the other way round. I think he doesn't give you that energy, that work rate that Pedro Neto gives you, but he does give you a little bit more consistency in the final third. And in the first half, I thought he was fantastic. He was probably our best player. Maybe him and Cole Palmer tied for player of the match in the first half, but he just kind of dropped off it a little bit in the second half. And then Madueke coming on, didn't look like he wanted it. Jackson today, we'll get onto Jackson in a minute, but missed some big opportunities. If I'm Christopher Nkunku on the bench, I'm thinking, right, get me on that pitch. Enzo Maresca goes to Mark Yu instead. I mean, that substitution should have been made 2 weeks ago or 2 games ago after Mark Yu scored his hat-trick. But he hasn't got his opportunity then. We've given it to Nkunku. He hasn't performed. Mark Yu's now not in the red-hot form he was, scoring anything that touches him. I mean, I do kind of have to question it a little bit from Maresca in the second half. It seems like when we're chasing a game, we don't seem to know how to throw the kitchen sink. And we have so many attacking players at our disposal. João Felix and Nkunku today not making an appearance. It's one of those where I'm thinking, this is the opportunity. This is the time where these players should be looking at this and going, you know what? Now's my opportunity to make my impact, grab the headlines and bed myself in that starting 11. But when the players come on, it looks like they can't be asked. It looks like they're like, we've just gone down. Gaffer's asking me to make a difference. I can't do it on my own. Why not? Every single Chelsea player, although we all do look to Cole Palmer as that guy, every single Chelsea player should be looking at themselves and going, you know what? I am capable of turning a game on its head. I am talented enough to make something happen and to change this game. All we need is one goal. You make something happen, 1 second. All it takes in football to change a game is 1 second. You get that flick, you make that pass, you get that finish, you get that inch of space. All of a sudden, the game changes, the momentum swings, and Chelsea are on the front foot. But we can't handle the momentum swings. It goes back to what I was saying. First thing I said in the video, we are unable to see a game out, unable to control a game from a winning position, no matter who the opposition is. And God forbid next season, if and when, touch wood, we get back into proper European competitions, if we get back into the Champions League, and we're trying to see games out in the latter stages of the knockout rounds with, I know this is very wishful thinking, but 18 months from now, I'm hoping this Chelsea side can be challenging in those kind of games. But if we can't even maintain a lead against Fulham, against Crystal Palace in the Premier League. I mean, I know these teams, Crystal Palace, a bogey team for us, but Crystal Palace have taken 4 points off us this season. It's just, from where we were a month ago, kind of talking about, there was that one weekend where Liverpool, we played before Liverpool. Liverpool had, I think it was Tottenham, or it must have been Tottenham. And we could have gone top of the table, albeit for half an hour maybe, or something like that. But 3 weeks later, we're 10 points behind Liverpool and they got 2 games in hand. I mean, it's a testament to how quickly the Premier League can change and how close everything is and was, and continues to be. But yeah, man, we've got to be, the top teams are making more of the situations that they are in. They are understanding the magnitude of how important each game is, game to game. And these last 4 games, you look at the teams that we've played on paper, Fulham, Ipswich, Everton, and Crystal Palace today. 12 points up for grabs. And you're sitting there thinking, after the month that Chelsea have just had, unbeaten in 9, it was even unbeaten in 12, it might have been all comps, but unbeaten in 9 in the Prem. We've gone and got 2 points from 12 games. We were just, in the first half, we lacked ruthlessness. And that was partly down. I think Gabriel said it earlier. I'll go and have a quick dig in the comments. That was partly down to Nicholas Jackson. I love the guy. His work rate's fantastic. I thought he made the ball stick a couple of times when he was the target man today, which is difficult to do up against Lacroix and Guehi, who I think are both excellent centre-halves, excellent footballers. But yeah, all in all, I mean, he had 2 one-on-ones, 3 big chances today. I said he should have scored at least 1, should have scored 2 today, Jackson. but definitely should have left the pitch with one. He'll be frustrated with himself, of course, because there's no one more frustrated than a footballer when they don't perform to the best of their ability. But at the same time, yeah, man, he's got to be doing better than that. If Enzo Maresca is sticking with him as his out-and-out number 9 and he's saying to Christopher Nkunku, you're not even going to get a minute, you're not even going to get a sniff when we need a winner against, let's say it how it is, a mid-table Crystal Palace, with all due respect. Jackson's got to be doing more today. And like I said, he will be frustrated with himself, but he's got to be taking those chances. And while I don't see the need to go in January, particularly not in January, and sign a striker, signing a striker in January is always techie, particularly for Chelsea. Given our track record and our number 9 curse, it's always going to be difficult to go out and sign a top-class number 9. But you know what? Jackson makes it so hard for me to back him. I love the guy. I like Nkunku as well. But particularly in the last couple of months, Nkunku's making it difficult to back him and support him. And Jackson's making it even more difficult to back him and support him. And like I said, I love the guys. I want to continue backing them. And I do think, given how difficult it is to secure the players you want in January for the price you want to pay without being extorted, as we know Chelsea normally are on any transfer. But in January, if we go in for any player, if we go in for Liam Delap in January, they're going to extort us out of 100 mil. If we go in for Evan Ferguson in January, somehow we're going to get extorted for 100 mil. If we go in for Osimhen in January, somehow we're going to get extorted for 100 mil. Gyökeres going to cost the same amount of money. No striker that we want is going to be available for less than 100 mil. Not for us anyway. Other clubs might be able to get them a little bit cheaper, but not for us, not for Chelsea. So I hear you. I agree. Let me know in the comments, guys. Let me know in the comments. Do you think we can stick? Do you think Jackson and Nkunku can make it? Or do we, is it time? Do we need to just bite the bullet? Accept the fact, the fuck is that? Accept the fact that Chelsea do need a number 9 fucking lime scale from your tea. Yeah, I don't know. I'm spun. Jackson's spinning my head. I just don't know. Jackson is just, he makes it so fucking difficult to back him. 4 points. Coach, appreciate you, Hanno. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Make sure to like, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. For reason we drop points: Gusto, Jackson, Palmer, missing chances and giving the ball away. The subs were late. Look, the subs, what do we think about the subs? Because it's obviously a tactical decision from Enzo Maresca. Because he does it game in, game out. But it has, I think his in-game management has noticeably got less effective. I don't want to say worse, but less effective. And I don't know whether that's down to the players he's choosing not doing the jobs that he wants them to do. But look, he's picking them for a reason. He's making these subs for a reason. I highlighted it a couple of minutes ago. It does seem strange that he didn't play Gu for a couple of games after his hat-trick and then threw him on today instead of Nkunku. I'm not sure. But yeah, Gusto, like I said earlier, not hitting the heights still. Jackson, listen, I thought Palmer was great today. I thought, obviously, he didn't help himself with the goal that we conceded. His part in that, giving the ball away or running into trouble. Missed chances. Can you really say he missed chances? He had a couple that went close. I don't think he had any really clear-cut chances that he should have scored. Maybe one that he, who pulled it across? Neto, that pulled back, that he missed the ball for, that he should have scored. But look, Palmer, we can't really be digging him out again. He's the reason that we didn't lose today, so... he didn't play, but with Achimpong, the performance that Achimpong gave today, I'd say that he more than supplements our back line. He's still not the experienced centre half. And you know what? Because we've been talking about transfers, and we'll do a transfer live stream tomorrow, just kind of recapping all the Chelsea transfer rumours as well as the other transfer rumours, obviously the Trent saga, the Salah saga, all of that. But Chelsea potentially in talks for a centre-back. There's been a lot of talk about Thomas Araujo. If we go for a player like Alessandro Bastoni, who would be the sort of pedigree of player that I'd be looking at, you're going to be, again, stumping up 80, 100 mil, particularly in the middle of the season. Someone raised a good point to me that Bastoni is another left-sided centre-back. We have a lot of those already. Ideally, we do need that right-sided centre-back. For me, it would be Ronald Araujo, but he obviously still, he's just coming off big surgery, big injury. So, I'd be remiss to spend a lot of money on him in January. you know what? Plug and play. Given that we can't, and I filmed a whole short yesterday talking about how I'd love to bring Trevor Chalobah back, and I think that's the answer that's staring us right in the face. Trevor Chalobah being the 25-year-old experienced Premier League proven centre-back with 6 years under his belt in Chelsea Championship at Huddersfield and Lorient in League One. But turns out there's no break clause in his contract, so we can't give him back. We can't bring him back. You know who I'd break the bank for right now? Mark Gehi. I think he's superb, 24 years old. If you're going to go out and spend money on anybody in the transfer window right now, Chelsea, and I'm not advocating this because I don't think we need to, but, at the end of the day, experience is the one thing that we are sorely lacking in this Chelsea side, discipline at the back. And I think Mark Gehi, right-sided centre-back, already, Cobham graduate. I didn't want to sell him as is. We'd probably be able to get him for around 60 mil, as opposed to, 80, 100 mil on a Araujo Bastoni. I think he ticks a lot of the boxes if we are going to go out and get a centre-back. But, yeah, I agree, Gabriel. We don't need a centre-back. We don't need a centre-back. It's what we want. And that is just us Chelsea fans being Chelsea fans. But yeah, talk to me, Chelsea fans. What did we think about Josh Achimpong's performance today? Because I thought he was superb. I thought he handled himself really well. And, we often, and I'm guilty of kind of looking at this Chelsea centre-back pairing as a duo of one dropping deeper, one being a little bit more aggressive and front-footed, more of a duel winner, a ball winner in Wes Fofana, with Levi Colwill being a natural deeper sweep, the sweeper, dropping a little bit back, distributing, taking a wider look at the game rather than, throwing yourself forward like Fofana loves to do on those marauding runs. But Achimpong looked like he had the best of both worlds. He's very, very composed on the ball, very, very good. I'll have to have a quick look now, actually, on me football. Oh, this frees up my phone as well. Oh, beautiful. I completely forgot as well. I'm filming on the camera, so I can actually use my phone. Right, let's go on the FootMob and see what Achimpong's pass rate was today, because I thought he was superb. 6.7. Rude. Accurate passes, 71 out of 83. 86. Not bad. 88 touches, 1 successful dribble, 3 out of 10 accurate long balls. Yeah, he did. And he won 1 out of 1 ground duels. And he didn't have a tackle to make or an aerial duel. Oh, sorry, no, he lost all 5 of his aerial duels. That's not very good. All right, maybe he's not the duel winner I thought he was. Maybe I was being a little bit... Maybe I got a little bit ahead of myself saying about how he could step forward. But I think in terms of with the ball at his feet, I think he's a fantastic centre-back. Did Ollie Watkins score? Fuck. So close to money. Oh, West Ham bagged as well. Full Krog's back. Brentford won 5-0. Did Mbeumo get his hat-trick? No. Fair play, lad. Fair play. Brighton, Arsenal. It's in 10 minutes, so we'll wrap up this in the next 10 minutes. Don't worry. I'll let you lot get off and watch some. Hopefully, I was going to say hate watch, but, that's not even enjoyable. And when you do that, Arsenal tend to win. Yeah, you know what? It's a tough one because I think this, if we win today and we win 1-0, if we see that game out for 8 more minutes, I think we're looking at this and saying, while we didn't set the world alight today, I think it was a fairly solid all-round performance. But yeah, Caicedo, when you think about it, man for man, Caicedo gave the ball away quite a lot today. I think he got caught a lot more than he normally does. Enzo wasn't as box to box, wasn't as dynamic, wasn't really making those late runs, wasn't supplying as much going forward as he has done. Yeah, man. I don't really know what else to say. I'm kind of just deflated, It's taken the oomph out of the weekend. Chelsea ruined me Christmas. Chelsea ruined me me New Year's. And they've ruined me first weekend of January as well. So, yeah, I don't really know what else to say. Scott's piping up as well. Appreciate you joining, Scott Moreau. If anybody's a Liverpool fan, go follow, go subscribe to Onto the Ball. Yeah, I made this point about 10 minutes ago, mate. 4 games ago, could have gone a point clear, albeit for half an hour. Let's just say that you were going to play half an hour later and you won, so you would have gone straight back to the top of the table. But yeah, I think 15. I thought it was 16, but yeah, 15. Oh, that's better. At least we can make that back in 5 games. Keep Carlo Moani far, far, far away from Chelsea. Kolo Muani is not the answer. He is not better than Jackson. I guarantee you this right now. Kolo Muani is not better than Jackson. He will not adapt to the Premier League in January if we get him in January. If we get Gyökeres, look, I'm not unhappy, but taken the words out my mouth, Gabriel. Either way, forwards are expensive. Anybody's going to be expensive in January. Anybody's going to be expensive to us. You add those multipliers in. Come on, man. You're looking at 80, 100 mil minimum. But yeah, we will talk a lot more about the substitutes, about the transfers tomorrow. Charms is off work, so we will be doing a live stream. It's who's on tomorrow? Liverpool, Man United. So maybe we'll go after that. Maybe we'll go before. I don't know. I'll let you know on socials, whatever it is. But yeah, man, follow us on @2Blues Podcast on the Instagram and the TikTok. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Yeah, Gabriel, I like Guirassy as well. He was available with a £15 million release clause last season. And I said, you know what? If Chelsea want a stopgap signing in January, we should have gone for him then. He's gone to Borussia Dortmund and he's scoring. I don't think he's again, he wouldn't be, the final answer, but I think Guirassy is an excellent player and value for money last season. Him and Boniface, I think he was just better because of how much cheaper he was, a third of the price of Boniface at 15 mil. But I think Guirassy was an excellent value for money option last season. Great signing for Dortmund, who obviously activated that release clause. And then, yeah, it's going to be worth 40, 50 mil now. So another missed opportunity for Chelsea. But still, I reckon Jackson is, listen, give him time. Don't write him off. He's still going. Appreciate everybody subscribing. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Yeah, you know what it is. Big up. We'll be back tomorrow. Love.